What's up, friends? How's everybody doing? This is something that I figured that I would do as a gift to my father, who is sitting next to me. It's called Veteran to Veteran. Oh, hold on. So, what I'm going to do is yearly. I'm going to try this as yearly thing, and this is a gift to my dad that I said, this is for you. This will always be out there for everybody to see. Now, if what most of you don't know, and some of you do, people who watch me, we will have a recorded video of this gentleman talking for hours on end, essentially a podcast of his life. If you want to find that, you'll find that on this channel. Please tune in. I'm telling you, it's going to be really good. My dad's a veteran. That's what this is all about. He was a Vietnam veteran, Marines. What unit were you assigned to, Dad? Okay, so you need to explain to people because not everybody understands what you mean.
Well,
Okay, so he was with the First Marine Division, wasn't it the Third Battalion? Okay.
I gotta start from the beginning.
Well, we're not going to go into a long drawn out story, but
Well,
well,
it
we aren't podcasting for 25 years, so
started out.
okay.
Basically, the first and the third are in the expeditionary force of
Hmm.
the Pacific Fleet.
Right.
And there's two divisions, and I went to the third, which was the Northern Multi-Corps of Vietnam, was our responsibility.
Right.
And basically, that was a DMZ, and that's where I ended up. When I got there, and I was with the third regiment, second battalion, and the fifth battalion had company and fifth four company,
Hmm.
and they go in the second battalion. They go Echo, Fox,
Those are
Hotel.
companies.
Yeah.
Now you get it down from the brigade, the battalion. See, I'm an army veteran, so for us it's division, or well, actually corps, then division, then brigade, then battalion, and then company, and then platoon, and then squad, and then team. I'm not even going to go through all of that.
But just to make the long story short,
Yes, that would be lovely.
all these units that
I love this
we
man.
talk about in the Marine Corps, when you talk to divisions and regiments and stuff, this is actually, I would say, approximately 2%
Hmm.
of the Marines that actually do that are these guys. We
Correct.
call them grunts.
Yes, or infantry, whatever you want to call them.
But
So,
we were actually the boots on the ground. Yeah.
Dad, I get you. We'll get more into it. I was
Yeah.
actually trying to
Yeah.
do an intro, but it turned into you talking about memories.
Right.
Just saying. All right. So everybody check us out. If there is one thing that and this is honestly, I would love for all of you to watch my content that I do. I talk about football. I talk about, you know what I do. Everybody knows what I do. See me over on the Horny Go, which is where we do all of our gaming stream stuff, or watch alongs as far as movies go. But tonight I'm here to talk to a veteran. This, like I said, this is a yearly thing that I wanted to do, and this is a gift to my father that I have will give him for the rest of his life. Not just this show, but every show following this will be in honor of him, not of me, of him. So I would like to start, and essentially that what Dad explained and everything right there is essentially what my first question is going to be. I just wanted to ask what unity belonged to. I'm sorry. It happens. So I want to start off by saying that this again is just not for him. This is not just for me. This is more for everybody, the general public thing for everybody to understand what it means to be a veteran. And I'm not. This isn't a promotional video to join a force. Nobody's saying that. That's not what this is. Unless someday I become huge and I decide, well, shit, hey Army, do you want to sponsor me? I'm a veteran. I'm just being a smart ass right now,
but you know, that,
Dad, hold on.
the
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. I know. Thank you, Heather, for that lovely. Hey, keep it on track. I get it. And again, I'm sorry I said what I said because then he just jumped in. We'll get it. We'll let him talk. This is all about him tonight. Um. So, but yeah. So let's get back to him. Like I said, this is not. I said it was earlier. You're such. You should have heard him earlier. Either way, so I'm essentially gonna let you talk. What I want to know, and this question has never been answered to me, and I probably should have asked this when I was a kid. I've never asked you these questions that I'm about to ask you. As a son, I probably should have asked this, but I thought, what better time for people to understand what it's like to be a veteran back then as compared to now? That's what this show could be about. I personally just want to understand what it was like to essentially live in that time. And again, we'll do more of that when with the recorded videos that we put out. But I want to know what it was like to be a veteran back in 19. When did you know? When did you? What years?
yeah, 60s,
When did you?
68, 9, 70.
16. Okay, so 60. I'm gonna say 68, 67. When did you graduate high school?
67.
So
Saying, you know, history. Yeah, everybody knows
I
about
I won't
football,
delve into
basketball.
all of the how that stuff works, but I think didn't you sign up like in high school?
No, I've been out of high school for a year
Okay,
almost.
that's all I need to know.
Actually, I got into
When did do you remember what day what year?
yeah, 60, summer of 69 I
When
joined.
okay, summer of 16. Okay, so summer of 69 my dad joined, but isn't that when you actually went, which you signed on earlier? You
Well, you
said.
see what they
I
did.
just want to know what date. I don't need to know how the process. I know how the process works, and I can tell you explain a lot quicker. But go ahead. What year?
Well, anyway, just it's pretty simple. They had what they call the early entry program.
The delayed entry program.
Delayed
This is what I'm talking. I just need to know when you left for basic.
Well, I left for basic in the winter of '69.
Okay, so dad served from
Actually,
69.
January,
When did you get out?
and I got out in July of '70.
So dad got out just a little bit over a year after he joined in, I think.
A year and a half.
Year and a half. Year and a half.
Exactly, pretty much right to the T.
Right. So that's what this show is about. I want to find out what it was like during that time. I want to ask him questions about how he felt. You'll see more of these. As you heard him gloat later, he can probably tell you it was great. Let me tell you. I want to hear his words. And I don't care what he says on here. Try not to, and we've already discussed this, try not to go too far into it. I just want to know your opinion on things. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all I need. That's all I need. So my first question is to you,
Yeah. Ready?
kind sir.
Go ahead.
What was it like for you back in back when you joined and when you went to break? What was that like? Tell me what that was like.
Went to what?
Basic training and
Oh,
AIT
oh,
and
well,
learned all your
first off, I don't know about everybody else. I can speak for myself. I was scared. bottom line, so goddamn afraid when I entered into this outfit that
Mm-hmm.
because I had heard stories, my dad was a Marine, my brother was a Marine, and I already heard all that story. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, I was kind of, felt like I'd been off the more than I took to chew it.
Right.
And I was afraid I was going to fail.
Right.
And at the same time, I was afraid as what was going to happen to me.
Right.
So, yeah, the basics in those days, I'm sure it was a lot harder for my dad when he went through it. The Marine Corps was fighting with a revolving hand of its own.
Right.
And they used to do it, and everybody and everybody else might be different or the same. I don't know.
Right.
But all I know is that they never laid a hand on you.
And okay, so
They
that
did
is
wear gloves. Okay.
so. Here's some, and if I'm gonna, he's probably going to agree with me. What he meant that they were wearing gloves is that was not. Think about the wording I'm using here. I'm not agreeing with it. What he just said is they didn't hit me with bare knuckles. Is exactly what you're saying to me, right? And it's okay. You say whatever the fuck you want to say right now. There it is. That back in the day. Think about think about today if that were to happen. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You all know how I feel. You people want to be soft. That's fine. I'll fight for that right. He'll fight for that right. That's all I'm saying. So go on, Dad. I'm sorry.
But no, the point here, I think you're trying to make is there ain't no way you can look at it.
Mm-hmm.
In the situations like Vietnam or
Mm-hmm.
World War II
Well,
or Korea
mm-hmm.
or Afghanistan or any of these, what we call war,
Right.
is no goddamn fun.
No, none of it is.
And sometimes you got to motivate people,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it requires extra measures to do so. And there was reasons behind their madness. And actually, if I look back on it, I kind of think it saved my life. Maybe I don't know. I can't verify that. I can't prove it, but I can feel it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I better understand what it was all about. But
Yeah.
one thing I want to make sure everybody really understands. If you think you're going to be some kind of a glorified warrior, like a super athlete, like a football player, and be somebody's hero, I'll be right back, folks. I'm just going to let him talk. 99.9% of the audience really could give a rat's ass what you did or who you are or what happened to you.
He gets too out of hand.
And you basically have gone, have been, I guess, brainwashed or whatever you want to call it, of how invaluable you are to the point to where you are nothing more than an instrument of a company that wants to use you to do whatever they want you to do. And that's just about what it's like. It was like.
Yeah. I don't know what it was like back in the 70s, and again, I stepped away. Also, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is a Q&A. I'm going to do my best to monitor. I have a computer over here. That's what I'm looking away a lot of Um, if you have a question, please feel free to ask me or him any question you would like. And I don't care how many times this question is asked, I will answer it. And for you veterans, please use the suicide prevention hotline. I will say that I cannot remember the number. I will get that. I should put that at the end of every one of my shows. In fact, this is a good idea. I need to start doing that.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, 22 soldiers a day. It's not nice.
No, well, and it's rather amazing.
I do want to say, basement, the friend cheers to you. I'm having a line called with honey bites. Maybe something else. But,
Well, that's all right.
cheers back to you, my friend.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine, he's from Canada. He does shows with me and Heather all the time.
Yeah. So, well,
Yes, they have to
glad you're
listen.
here.
Yes, they have to listen to me bitch about things. All right. If we have these arguments in the car, I told you. I apologize for the audio. I'm going to be honest with you. He's not, he's sick. So he can't, and most of you know this, and I'm not talking down to people. Sometimes he gets out of breath, and sometimes it's hard to hear him. I'm sorry. I will try to repeat most of what he says. If it becomes inaudible, let me know. And I should have done a sound check with Heather, who's in the next room.
Well,
But but let's get back to the focus here. Let me see if I move it closer, if that will help. Let me back up a little bit.
well,
So I want to try to keep this to about another 45 minutes with my dad, and it's essentially questions and letting him talk.
yeah.
So there are people watching you. Keep in mind that don't know about the military. Some do, some may.
Yeah.
This can help them with most things. When I cut you off, no, I cut you off
Yeah.
because listen, talk more about me talking. I would like for you to speak.
Well, I'll be as boisterous as I can.
Well, and I will try to repeat as much as what you don't understand.
Maybe if I set up a little bit, maybe it'll help. I don't
All
know.
right. So here we go.
Yep.
Again, keep talking. So you talked about how you felt going through basic training. Why don't you tell me about basic training while you were there?
Well, basically it is what it is. The first objective is to break everybody down to the same level,
Mm-hmm.
and then you start building the machine you're trying to build, which is a bunch of men that just like a football team that when everybody goes to the right one step, everybody does it at the same time.
Right.
It's a smooth move without anybody getting hurt, and it's basics. It's just simple stuff like that, continuously, hours of just doing things that at, at first it don't make any sense.
Okay, so I will agree with him. I will agree with him on this. They teach you repetitiveness, but there's a reason to teach you said repetitiveness. Now, I got more far. I got 23 years in on my career. My dad,
Should.
again, he only served a year and a half. He didn't want to join Vietnam, which we all went to. I don't want to talk about Vietnam all night, but we will talk about it because it was a major part of your life. If you all don't understand, veterans have the, it becomes one of the biggest stories of their lives.
Become
Okay, Dad. So I don't want to go into it. But let's keep that in mind. So it might get impression by him. I want that to happen. I want him to be angry. I want people to understand what it means to be a veteran.
all I want out of this. And if people, more people can understand that, maybe people have more compassion. Maybe even me might have more compassion than I already do. So I don't even know. That being said, keep going, man. We're
Yeah.
talking about. Okay, so what was your greatest experience in basic training? What was the one thing? And I will put it like this: what is the one thing you will take away and will use in, that you use throughout your lifetime?
When they finally found something that I did that they happy with and used me as an example all of a sudden as to how it's done. And
Okay, so my
it was
question,
an accomplishment that,
but it's something that you use every day.
yeah, yeah, I mean, it just, I think all it was is just merely, in my head, I clicked that I had to do this or it just wasn't going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And it clicked.
Okay.
In other words, it's what they called, back then, they called snapping in. All of a sudden, you become a part of a machine.
Okay. So, but I understand what was the funnest. Let me put it like this: what was the funnest thing you did in basic training? In actual, and where did you do basic training again? Was it in
No,
Paris Island?
no, no.
Okay.
I was what they call Hollywood Marine.
The
That's
Camp Lejeune.
San Diego, California.
Camp Lejeune, I think
You
is
know, Camp Pendleton,
Camp
California.
Pendleton. My bad. I'm a dumbass. Camp Le- this is live, so whatever happens, happens, motherfuckers.
There's only two major bases in the Marine Corps, really. One is the East Coast one, and that's Lejeune.
Mhm.
And of course, Paris Island is just a small
Which is
depot.
where they actually shot the movie. I think they actually shot the movie on Full Metal Jacket. Paris Island.
Well, most of them. I don't know which facility is older. Really don't know all that much about it, but
Right.
I do know that a great amount of any there isn't a whole lot of room for anybody in San Diego. I think there's more room in Paris Island
Mm-hmm.
for them to have more applicable amenities to do things like
Mm-hmm.
filming and making things.
I'm
But
gonna make this easier. So I'm looking at the computer real quick here. Gorilla Strong, who's another friend of ours. I think he's a former veteran himself.
yeah,
He says, Happy Veterans Day.
yeah,
And thank you.
yeah,
And then Basement says, yeah, big thanks to all the veterans out there and yourselves, which is including you and Gorilla Strong.
yeah.
Gorilla Strong. He did respond with 7 years of my life. Well, it depends on, and Gorilla Strong, I think it might be the same age as me. I think Gorilla Strong same age as me.
Yeah,
It was when, trust me, your dad lived in a time where, again, if you were here at the beginning, and I think you were, he, the whole Full Metal Jacket might have been a little sooner. They might have changed the policies. They said, oh, you have to wear gloves. So Dad explained that I asked him the question, did you ever get hit? And he said, yeah, they had gloves on. So, and that means, yes, he did get hit. They just couldn't hit bare knuckle.
yeah, yeah.
So, and that was pointed
My
out.
my glove is what hit you. It wasn't me.
Madison Casa, beautiful Brazil. So you're gonna get some of these like people in here
Yeah.
just being stupid. So,
So
what do you gotta say to the people on YouTube that are dumbasses?
what hey, you weren't alone. A lot of time.
I'm one of those people listening. I'm just kidding, everybody. I thought I'd give a shout out to all of it. Just whatever. Yes, I am feeling good about myself. Um, so
How many of them damn little sweet tarts have you had?
I know I did. I had a couple. I think that's what did it. Um, so, Jesus Christ. to. I'm going to compare my time in basic training to my dad. I think I'd like you probably call that pussy today, but I call the kids that join today pussies. Because now, if you know, oh, don't yell at me, drill sergeant. I don't want people yelling at me, and I have this anxiety.
Let,
Hashtag who gives a fuck is
let
here.
me ask you this
Yes, sir.
question. Is do you think the military is getting more like Boy Scouts or
Yes.
Air Force?
I hate to say this, and I love the military. I love the military. I work for the government. Okay, I do. That doesn't mean that I'm the shit. I'm gonna fucking tell on everybody. Some of the shit I fucking say. But
I don't
I forgot the question.
know. It just seems very frightening to me to go out into battle with a bunch of guys that don't know whether this is real or not. And
Oh, so you're talking about that.
if you want to go to a Boy Scout camp and learn how to be a soldier, uh, that can be fun if you're going to do it like a Boy Scout.
So back, and I'm gonna give you a little history lesson. This is JP's history lesson for the day.
Hey, okay.
This was that time where the draft was a thing. It kind of still is. That's why every 18-year-old, not women though, I don't know if that's happened yet, but
Well,
that needs to be a thing.
there's a pretty good ploy to this whole madness,
Excuse me,
Yeah, go ahead.
we have to fill out a card now in
Yeah,
case the draft does happen. Every 18-year-old has to do it. Selective service. But anyway,
yeah.
I joined on my own accord. My father joined on my own accord, but again, I've asked him this question before. Is the reason that you joined out of knowing you were going anyway? Or did you say, no, I think it's something that I need to do?
Well,
I know this is a tough question.
it was actually pretty stupid, really.
Okay, and I'm okay with that. That's why I'm doing the show, because I don't give a fuck. I love you guys,
It
but
was a whole bunch of us like myself, and then
But okay, so like myself. So what was yourself? That's what
uh, I was getting to the point where I was kind of being rebellious with the police around the area.
So you did it.
And I got in trouble with my car a lot, and I ended up losing my driver's license for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And this wasn't really much fun, and I was having to stay at home and listen to my old man yell at me all
My
day
grandpa
long.
was a very difficult man. Loved him, but he was a difficult man.
And working with him, that wasn't much fun. So
To be honest, so I was the firstborn. Well, the second-born out of my dad's side of the family. My cousin Eric, who is an Uncle Bill, who is also a veteran, sir. Thank you very much for your service, Uncle Bill Allen. As the oldest, his name is Eric. I'm second, and I'm Brian, and then I'm not going to go into my family's history, but so on and so forth. So I'm the second oldest, so I still kind of, and I love my grandpa. He would still yell at us. I got zipped on the ass when I was a little kid, right before he passed away, because he tried to beat me, and he had emphysema. So all of them people before any of my time are a lot tougher than me. So that's all I'm going to say. But go ahead, Dad. I'm sorry.
well, you
My grandpa was. My grandpa
forgot
was.
about what we were talking about. Or
Oh,
what
we were talking about you. Why you joined? Why you
oh,
joined the
why?
service?
Well, basically the reason was just thought it would be an adventure.
And it was better. And you thought you might
Really
get.
didn't think about what I was getting myself into. I did happen to
A lot didn't back
be
then.
crazy enough to think, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if I join a Marine Corps and become a Marine, maybe I'll be admired for at least that.
So
And amazingly, I made it. I don't know how I made the goddamn
because
team.
your resilience is trust me. Yeah, my dad's really resilient.
If anybody thinks football practice was bad when they were they remember back when they were in high school.
It's
It would, that would
but
be like
this isn't about high school though. This is about veterans.
sitting
But
around, sitting around getting a Sonic compared to what Marine
um,
training is like.
Aaron Alpha Excalibur would say you don't have to say JP. You can say Ray. That's his name. I don't know if I put it out there, but call him Ray. If you have a question for Ray, please ask. Say, I have a question for Ray. Or you can say Ray and JP. But to be honest, if I was anywhere near you right now, I'd make my way over there right now just so I can shake your hand. And it's not about you.
Yeah.
So I can show my appreciation for what people like him have done for us.
Yeah,
And
well,
I agree with you, and that's where I'm going to this. I mean, that's going to be one of my questions before I get out of here. And I'm just going to let that go. You think I'm bad? If this man can get mad, I've won the day. So, and I haven't seen my dad get mad in years. Last time my dad got mad at me, I broke a window, and I was 8. So,
well, I thought we kind of got a little angry with us this summer talking about
well, I don't want to talk about that because that's not what this is about.
no.
But yeah, so thanks for that comment, Aaron. And believe it or not, for you everyday American citizens, we do it for you. Keep that in mind. But that's not the real reason why we do it. I can tell you from my point of view, I did it for my family and myself. Now, I he joined because he thought it would be an adventure. A lot of people were forced into it by joining the draft, or some of them just wanted better discipline. They wanted to be more disciplined than what they didn't like. And to me, that's why I joined. I joined the army because you remember that day because I had said, and I signed that contract on the basic.
It was really hard for me to realize, and and I thought that you know our armies or our military would be more selective than they were. But I was amazed at how many guys that are running from the law joined to get away. They joined the Marine Corps.
Yeah, because they thought they could get away with it. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not even gonna go there with that. There is many a plethora of reasons why people die.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just have nothing better to do with their lives. I heard that because I used to have process majors when I was a union administrator in Nashville, Wisconsin, and I would literally be doing why did you join the combat engineers? And they would be like, oh, because I have nothing better to do with my life. And I said, well, we give you money, so you join for the money and nothing else. You have to have a reason to want to actually have. And I don't want this to become some dark episode or dark show, but joining the military is not easy. As everybody seems to, oh, you do push-ups and sit-ups and you do. Their sergeant yells at you and they're all laying in fucking mud and dirt, and some of them that sit in fucking offices all fucking day and do not a goddamn thing, just telling everybody how they should and shouldn't do.
Well,
But
it just comes to my mind of just thinking about veterans, and a lot of people don't think about for for an instance, my youngest son's girlfriend,
Kinley,
and she's an army veteran,
yes, just like me,
and
just like me.
and she was in Korea,
Mm-hmm.
and she kind of picked up a skill when she was in there. Once she got out, she utilized the education program and did all the
I did it.
things that she.
That's not what I joined
But I think she went into the army. She was also at the same time trying to become a what do you want to call it, naturalized citizen, I guess.
though.
Uh,
You'd have to ask Joe. Joe is here. I don't know. He doesn't have to come in here and explain it.
No, he doesn't. He didn't think I'd ever bring it up. This has just come to mind. But that we actually have people that actually join the army for a reason. One of them is to become a citizen,
Some
and
do,
another one is to get
like I said, there's a plethora of reasons that can be happy Veterans Day too as well.
in. And she has gotten herself now where she's a honor student within
Mhm.
her class and in the school she's going to, and she's got I don't know maybe a year of college left. I don't know where
Mhm.
she's at with that, but she's already got a lot of job offers, and
Mhm.
I'm
Good
just
for
going
her.
to just like Jeremy said, is shouts out to her. These are things that it's not every veteran is a warrior sort of sense. They are
Well,
human beings that have served and went out there and served even beyond that.
some of the best soldiers, and this is from my experience being with I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, the infantry and the combat engineers, they're all pretty good people. And I'm not saying they're dumb. Because I was one of them. I'm not really.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that.
yeah.
You know, I think that some like the paper pushers is what they're called, or the chairborne rangers, some of them are the best soldiers I have ever worked with. So shout out to all of you as well.
You know,
Because they do a lot more than you think.
I don't think Eisenhower ever picked up a rifle.
He may not have. And you know what, generals love you, thank you,
I mean,
but that's
that's
okay. That's okay.
that isn't a no rip on him. I'm just saying that it's pretty amazing what a guy that grew up in Kansas can do if you put your mind to it. It's
Right.
just
All right. So did you go to like any specialized school after you graduated from basic training? So, like in the army, they have an advanced individual training where if you go to an infantry school,
well,
you have to go to like I don't even know what it is now. If there's any 11 brothers out there, you can tell me how long it is now. I think it was like an extra 2 weeks at Fort Gordon, Georgia.
well, Marine Corps does. Everybody goes through the same thing anyway.
Is there okay? So
So
essentially,
all Marines,
the
whether
Marines.
you're a desk writer or you're a machine gunner,
Mhm,
you're going to go through infantry training
mhm.
in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
And then once they go through infantry training and basic training, which are kind of one after and then the next,
Mhm.
which is this infantry training, then you go into specialized training, which might be I was given an MOS of a 0351. In the
Which
Marine
is
Corps, that meant heavy weapons,
so you got to play with all the big stuff.
like 106 recoilless rifles, anti-tank guns, uh, rocket launchers, and we also were demolition people.
Mhm.
And
I demolition is combat engineer for
and
everybody.
with the kind of the skills that they found that I had, which was all pretty much agility,
What do you
they
mean by that?
well, I could do a lot of things a lot of people couldn't do. I could get into places that people couldn't get into.
What
And
was the tunnel?
unique, a unique part of the Vietnam War was the fact that the enemy didn't live above ground. He wasn't above ground. It,
So if you've ever seen Platoon and you remember when the film goes down, that's what he's talking
yeah, that's what I was trained to do, and that was my MOS, and that's one I carried.
about. Can't get a 106
As,
recoilless weapon down in there, can you?
no, it'd have been nice to
You
have
can't take takedown down there either.
it.
Anyway,
If now, as far as I'm concerned, if they would have allowed me to do it, I would have had it.
I would hang it down the hole.
Hey, movie happens, right?
That would have been an extent of my exploring the whole. Well, we ain't got enough room. Get in there, make it bigger.
Hey, we might not want to sit down here, Bob.
But anyway, um, so you were trained to, and you did that a couple of times, right? We'll get into that when we go there.
Yeah, well, when
Um,
we get there,
But I don't know. We're gonna get there quickly. We're
we
gonna get there quickly.
well,
So essentially, that's how you
did
did.
is learn how to shoot bigger weapons, and then what did you do from there? Then where'd you go?
then you got to leave.
There we go. You get on that fucking plane and fly, motherfucker, fly, right?
Yeah, well, it was 20 days.
So how did you get over there?
Well, the first off,
No, I want to know how you got. So if you're gonna say you got in a fucking taxi,
Went to the fucking airport, got on a fucking plane, and said, "Yeah, motherfucker, I'm here for damn bitches," and then got on that fucking plane and it flew over. Go ahead.
I
Just how did you get over there?
don't know. I thought we were on leave, but anyway,
I'm pretty fucking close, right?
yeah, but anyway, after leave, then that's what they call staging, where you report back to Pendleton,
Okay.
and
You got a night of leave, you said?
as far
Hold
as
on, hold on. You said
what
you got a night of leave?
no, we got I don't know, it was 15 or 20 days of
Oh,
leave
so
after
you got convalescence leave. Got it. I was talking.
yeah, it was a little leave before you got back, and then you got your tour duty.
So what did you do on your? Just give me a gist of what you did. And I really want to know this because I am talking to my dad and he's never done
Just
this.
what I did now. What do you
So
want to know?
you're learning as I'm learning. Go
What
ahead.
what
What'd you
did
do
I
on
do
this?
in my California was kind of unique. That was that was like being in another country of its own for me. I just, that was an experience in itself.
So what did you like? Like, did you pick up? Yes, I'm gonna ask my dad. Did you pick up Porsche? Sorry.
Well,
Well, there's your answer,
no,
buddy.
no,
I'm just kidding.
actually,
I'm so kidding. Go ahead.
actually, I was so damn afraid of anybody over there. I didn't really talk to nobody. I
But
just
like, did you?
I,
What did you? What did they allow you to do? Did you stay
go to
home?
Disneyland.
Did you go to Disneyland?
Yeah,
You motherfucker! You had to go to fucking Disneyland.
yeah.
And you're pissed when I say, "Hey, Dad, I want to go to Disneyland." Shut the fuck up, you little bastard. I'm just kidding.
No,
So,
I don't think you would have been any happier in Disneyland than you would have been at the Dells. To be honest with
No,
you.
I'm a simple human being.
No, kids
so
are. They're like little monkeys. They don't call them yardies.
Hey, Joe, you were a monkey.
So anyway,
I'm, I'm so sorry.
Well,
so what did you do on
Your 15 days besides go to fucking Disneyland every day.
oh no,
your?
that's what I did on weekends. The passes sometimes. We went to Disneyland when I was
Mhm.
in California. I thought we were when I was home on Liberty. I didn't do much of anything other than I
Did
guess.
you come home? Did you come home for those 15 days before you
Yeah,
left?
yeah.
Okay.
They actually the Marine Corps took me to the airport, poked me on a plane, sent me back to Madison.
He said, "Mom, Dad, come get me." And Grandpa was like, "Hey, well, fucking walk." I did. I'm just kidding.
I had to take a bus from.
Oh, well, I believe that. You had to get your own fucking. You wanted to fucking do it. You get your own way home, which my grandfather actually was in World War II, correct?
Yeah.
So
No, shit.
he was a Marine as well.
And,
So, and I do want to do this real quick. So, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines. The Marines is actually an extension of the Navy. But the Navy's like, well, we don't like going on like mission.
there's a huge argument.
Dad, let me finish. I'm giving you the Army version, all right?
Yeah.
Just go with it, all right?
Well, okay. Well.
So if you aren't good enough to be on a fucking boat, they put you on a fucking pontoon and say you're gonna be a Marine,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be like, you're gonna go get the shit knocked out of you. Well, Joe Blow private fucking what do they call them in fucking the army? Aren't they like fucking
What?
what's an E1?
Well, in the Marine Corps?
Yeah.
Private.
Oh no, not in the Marine Corps. I know that in the Navy. What are they?
Oh, side joke. I don't know.
Petty? They're not even petty. They're like
Seaman, I think.
seamen.
Yeah,
I think
is it
seamen.
sperm?
Sperm.
Squid. Oh, swabby.
Let me tell you, this is when I was a kid. I was like, well, if you aren't good enough to fucking be on a boat, you go and join the Marines. If you want to be with the Navy, because a lot of the officers that come from well, they have to go through Navy processing, and if I'm correct, I don't know, but I know that some of the naval officers, like the Navy and the Army, they have a game annually.
Yeah, for them Marines.
Yeah, well, they go. That's what they go to school when you become Marines. Officers, because it's easier. Well, it's harder, but that's where all the generals come from, apparently, or the admirals in the Navy they call them. In the Marines they call them generals too. But
Well,
so you pretty much came home and jerked off on corn for 15 days.
yeah, well,
Sorry, Dad, I'm just being fucking funny. You didn't like.
yeah. I was dating a girl at the time. That was about it. But,
Who? What was her name?
she was a Gutweiler was her last name, and she is from Fenimore.
Okay.
Was a town. I don't know.
Preston?
No, Fenimore. What is it? 20 miles, 30 miles from Dodgeville.
Oh, you so she was from that one. Yeah,
It, it's
I know where it is. I know where it is. It's a small little town. That's where Hayden and Jace go to.
yeah. It's not very big. About the size of the town that I grew up in, Mineral Point. But I don't know. It's different.
But anyway, so needless to say, so after you got back from your 15 days, you said taxi to the fucking airport. They put you on a fucking plane and then another plane, and then you fucking flew to Vietnam. What
Yeah.
did you fly into Vietnam on?
Well,
You don't
first
even.
off,
Oh my
we didn't
god.
actually go right directly to Vietnam. And
But
we took off from.
okay, so Dad wants to talk about
Oh, I've been trying to explain to you exactly the path.
no, 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 I don't need to know.
We went to Okinawa,
Okay, so you went to Okinawa. What did you ride?
a DC-10, a regular passenger plane,
Exactly. So getting into Vietnam,
a tin can, basically, with wings and big fucking motors. And you look like you could run faster than the plane, and you're trying to get off the ground, and all of a sudden it leaves the ground.
there.
Yes.
So going back
You can't air for 2 days after that.
right? What the fuck did you say to me? All right. Well, so you get on a plane.
C-130.
A C-130. Okay, I've been on one of those, and that's why I hate fucking
No
flying
seats.
today.
You gotta sit on the floor.
And it sucks because the fucking drop's 120 feet just out of the fucking blue.
Yeah.
There's no turbulence. So anyway,
And besides the back door, you look out and you don't see nothing but air.
right. So, but how long did it take you to get there? And where did you land? Did you actually go like? So the movie Platoon. Do you remember the opening with Charlie Sheen
Yeah, more or less.
comes out of the plane? Okay, do you land like in another country, and then you're. So where did you actually land in Vietnam?
Well, I don't know. First, so we loaded up the C-130.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we
I
went
don't need to know.
over the ocean for a little while. And we, all of a sudden, they mentioned to us a way to get our heads down. We're landing into the Da Nang airport, and right now it ain't raining bombs. Yes.
Okay, so you landed at the main airport
Yeah.
in the C-130, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay, so then from there, where did you go?
Oh,
So tell me, okay. So what I'm asking you is tell me exactly
The
where you were.
we unloaded right off about the back of the plane,
Okay.
and there was boxes,
Hmm.
and in them boxes was crates, and them crates were all full of bodies,
Right.
and they were loading the plane with bodies while all of us live bodies came off. So
And then, so if you, yes, if you've seen Platoon, the opening to Platoon, I might do a watch along to it. It's like a 2 hour, 15-minute movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It kind of gives you the, and the two is the army, so it kind of gives you an idea of what it was, what it was like. Remember, Hell's another good movie to check out. But so it kind of did. Oliver Stone, I think, did a really good job in that. But he's a former soldier too. But so what do you do? You get on a, I'm sure a deuce and a half like type vehicle. Yes, or
no,
how
we
did
had
you march
we
for?
spent the evening in the airport there in these barracks,
Mm-hmm.
and basically they're they haven't got figured out where they're sending everybody yet. I don't know exactly what the holdup was. I mean, all of that stuff was beyond me. I never did know how that really worked.
Right.
But anyway, we're just hanging around there in that barracks, and we're listening to the radio. And that's one thing that come to mind that I don't know if any of you folks out there remember when the first man on the moon just so happened that I stepped foot in Vietnam the same time and the same day, at, and everything. What Neil Armstrong was it?
Sure.
Made that first step.
Oh, it's like one giant leap for
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
one giant or no. Never mind. You know what? I know what he's talking about. He's talking about Neil
But that just
Armstrong.
is the one thing that
No
stuck in my
different.
head. That was my first night in Nam. And the next
Okay.
day, me and a bunch of other guys mustered together. They told us to get over here in this bunch, and we were over there waiting, and this helicopter flew in, and God directed us to get on it, and we got on it.
So you got to. So the
Flew.
next thing I'm going to ask you is something.
Yeah,
The next thing you get on a helicopter, and
yeah.
now you're on your way to where your unit
We're
is.
yeah, we're going to each of our outpost units, battalions, had a headquarters. And that would be your next place you went is battalion headquarters. And all of us that were on that group were assigned to the second battalion. We
Right.
had no clue where we were going other than the second battalion.
Right. I'm turning on TV.
Second battalion, third Marines, anyway. And here I am with a bunch of other guys, and there was like three of us that were kind of together, and they broke us up, and they told us to walk over here.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy standing there behind that we were standing next to, and they took our paperwork, went into the headquarters with it, the company headquarters, and us turned it over to their company clerk. And then the guy that we were standing next to was told that they were given their orders of what to do, and then we were released, and we were taken to our company headquarters, and I ended up with Echo Company in the Second Battalion, Third Marines.
Right. So I'm going to get up to this point. So I'm going to try and catch up. So for me, I got on a plane. You remember the day I left? I remember the day that I left the basic
Yeah.
training. My dad said to me, sitting in the shop, playing the Spades. And then if my dad does, my dad does this. He's really that knows the story. I'm not going to go into it.
Sorry,
But
it's just
yeah, it's something you do. Like, I don't give a shit. Now everybody knows what I fucking do. So, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
So I got on a bus. Long story short, actually came to get me, took me to Milwaukee Mets, and I got on a plane the next day. Made sure did my last physical. Made sure that I was mentally competent
shit.
to join the military. So, God damn it! Yes, my dad farted. Alright, it smells in here. It smells like ass.
Well, it just
And I know it's something that has to do with I'm not gonna say. I'm just telling you, dude. It smells like rancid.
you
But
don't
I'm dealing with it.
you don't make need to make other
Hey,
people.
I know it smells like shit.
You don't need to
So,
make the other people suffer when they aren't even experiencing it. Do
see, I'm telling you, man, I'm experiencing the.
So I
well,
got
get
on
a
a
gas mask.
well, I wish I could. And then I got on a plane and went to Atlanta. This is my first flying experience. I actually wrote about it, but I can't remember where that was. A lot of this stuff I don't remember. I'm old and crusty. He's older and crusty. But so I got on a plane. I went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. I did my basic training there. The last 3 weeks were rough. I had one drill sergeant who hated my guts, but I had all the respect in the world for him. He made me the man I am today. I hate people. I'm just kidding. I don't hate people. But so his name was Drill Sergeant Kit, and I remember his very first day. My bunk was right next to the fucking drill sergeant's office, and I can't remember. He's the only one I can remember. I had Drill Sergeant Jones was another one. He was the cadence guy. Some of his cadences I wish I could sing. Um. Yes. No, I'm not done with this shit. But I thought she was talking. I was Heather, by the way. I had drill sergeant. I can't remember the head drill sergeant. The guy had me doing headstand push-ups while mom was there. So it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't hard. They didn't hit me or anything. But so then I went to become an 98 kilo, which is not in existence anymore. I got a top secret security clearance. I had to have one. Then I went to 52 Delta, 91 Delta, where I did my AIT. My AIT was power generator repair. So I had the possibility of either being around the rocket launchers or I was going to be in a hospital. Well, I ended up in a hospital. And that my AIT was about 14 weeks where I learned how to power, use power, essentially a power source, right? You use a generator to power your house. I could deal with up to 300k kilowatt, 500k 500 kilowatt power generators. And then I went to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, which is the home of the 101st Airborne Division, Air Assault. I went through Air Assault school twice. I failed the first time because I could not fucking pull my. I'm afraid of heights. And everybody's like, well, how can you be in the Army if you're afraid of heights? Trust me, I didn't have to climb very many things. I was always on the ground doing grunt work. So I ended up going. I got to the very last day of air assault school, and I did a rappel. And this is another reason why I hate flying because I was upside down, looking at the ground, and there was nothing between me and my hands, and I was still falling because the wash from the Black Hawk is pushing down on you, so you can't literally stop. So you get rope burn as you're thinking about becoming a dirt dart. So I shit my pants. I got kicked out of that school for letting go of the rope when the partner that I helped off, he just let the rope go and I grabbed onto it. There were 2 days where I was feet off the ground, praying to Jesus. So I got kicked out of school for that. They let me do my one rappel and I was up, so I must have been a punishment. But then after that, I ended up going to Haiti. I got to meet the president of Dad's taller than he is, and Dad's short. Like he's 5'2". The president of Haiti. I got to meet him.
Yeah,
And
well,
he looked up at me. I'm tired of it. Like, I didn't do that. I was in a hospital, and one of the colonels that we had was his chauffeur. So our commander was the president's chauffeur. But I was in Haiti, and I got to see some shit that I'm not going to talk about. Not pretty.
just sitting and
And this is just the people. Like I dropped a penny on the floor, and they all fucking said, "Y'all heard the joke about the Oreo cookie in the Ethiopian?" Yeah. Imagine that story, and it's literal with a penny fighting for the penny on the ground. Because a penny to them is like you are the richest man in the fucking world. And I seen a little kid with one leg get the fuck beat out of him because they wanted that penny. He had it. And they beat the fuck out of him because they gave him a penny. But anyway, that's my experience. Well, then I got kicked out because I broke my foot. And they said that I was an alcoholic. So I got kicked out for that. Right, motherfucker. You should see me today. 23 years later. All right. So back to you.
yeah,
Back to you. So you get to Vietnam. So essentially, what I want to hear from you, I don't want to go into the whole year of Vietnam, but I'm sure, and I've heard them. I've heard a few of them. I don't want to hear the jungle rat story again.
yeah.
I've heard that one a million times. You'll see that on one of the in his special that I have going that we're working on, that Heather is working on, that for edits and stuff. But what story would what is your funniest experience over there?
What my phone?
Funniest. Why don't you? You know what you know what I should do? Let him tell the story of when he pissed on. Go ahead. Why don't you tell that story? I think it's funny. Today somebody get thrown in prison for doing it.
You're in the middle of the jungle and you're trying to figure out
Well,
just
tell him what's going on.
well, we're in a search and destroy operation. And we had been out in the jungle and it's foggier and shit all in the jungle. You can't see nothing. You can't hear nothing.
Right.
And so we were out in the middle of nowhere and we all decided that we were in amongst these trees. We all decided each of us go up in a tree and we'll just kind of everybody look around and see if we can figure out, you know, where exactly we are and so we can see anything. Well, we were there and all of a sudden it decided it was going to rain and it started raining. Just a nice warm, pissy rain. All of a sudden, watching this patrol walk through. It was a patrol of NVA soldiers. There's about unit about 5 or 6 guys, and they decided to have lunch. And we're up in the top of the tree, and of course we're in a position where didn't really want to throw a frag down because we might get hurt.
So explain to everybody what a frag is.
Frag is a grenade.
Okay.
But anyway, we kept our cool. Well, we kept our cool, but when nature called, it was raining. And a couple of guys were sitting there eating their lunch, and while they were eating it, I was peeing on their lunch.
So, okay, so that's a pretty funny. That's a pretty funny story. So the
I,
jungle rat story, I mean, it's pretty funny. I think it's the funniest one. And like I said, I'm gonna have that story was told actually tonight. He told that story, so that's gonna be on the channel. It's just gonna be in a different view. What else? Give me another thing.
yeah, are you trying? I
No, just tell me a story. I don't care where it happened. I don't care if you flung poop at a monkey.
I well, I don't know. I don't know. It seems to me that I was in the third division. I remember that.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, I see we're falling into line. We're just kind of standing along, and all of a sudden, we're sitting there in this. I don't know how many Marines went by us,
Right.
uh, by the thousands. I mean, one at a time. What the hell is going on? Nobody knew anything, and it was all hush hush. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
knew what that meant. And everybody, and then they told us to fall in, and
Okay.
so we fell in.
When did you fall?
We're marching, everybody's marching, and nobody knows what the hell we're marching. And all of a sudden, one of these guys down the line, he started reciting a poem, and we were listening to him, and he was doing as if we're walking, and he was doing it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, it is really strange how the military does things sometimes. All of a sudden, you're doing something and you don't even know what it's supposed to, why you're doing what you're doing. Nothing about it. But anyway,
That's what it sounds like. You said, no, so what he's saying, what he's honestly saying is, sometimes they tell you to fucking get information, you fall in, you're like, dude, I was taking the best shit of my life, and you're asking me to fucking walk another 15 miles. Is what he's getting
well, we we were all it's just fell in line and we're walking with the rest of the Marines that are heading to no man land. Nobody, I don't know where we're going. Yes, just follow the leader. There's hearing this guy. I don't know who the hell he was, but you know the song "Old Lang Syne."
at. Yes, sir.
Anyway, he was sitting there, and all of a sudden he blurted out these words, and they've always stuck with me. He said, "May all you lifers be forgot, and all the shit you throw. No more VC, no more dope, no more ambush at the pass. You can take your Eagle globe and anchor and shove it up your ass." That just stuck with me.
No, that's great. That's great.
So then the whole damn line, the rest of the way walking in, and it was the Marines just kept repeating this line. Yeah, yeah. And we got into the base camp that we were heading for, and we realized we're in First Marine Division headquarters in Quaintree, and Marine, and we're ordered to get the fuck out of now. The whole goddamn division. Well, where the fuck are we going? No, we aren't going nowhere. We're going home. Yeah, but we're shit. What? Yeah. The snow's
One bad
it was. So for about 15 minutes, everybody thinks that, oh boy, we get to go home. Except for if you're actually going with the 3rd Marine Division, there will be at, oh, so whatever hours, I forget what it was that they were telling us, that would be posted whether, if you are not on that list, you are to report to this position. And it went up there when that was posted, and everybody that we knew or could think of, everybody that I saw by there when they looked up there, they said, "Well, how can the hell can they consider him being going home? He died a couple of weeks ago in a battle, you know." But
Right.
this was the pullout that they were doing at the time. That's how they were doing it. They were just they were pulling out colors. They weren't actually pulling out people. You know what I mean is when they pulled the First Marine Division or the Third Marine Division out of Vietnam,
Yes.
The only thing that really come back was the flags
Okay.
and all the stuff, enmities that go with the division.
So like essentially what he is saying is the general.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. So the colors. So what he means by colors, and that's why I asked what he means. It's the flag.
Yeah.
So each unit or its company or higher has a flag, and they're called their colors. That's all that means. Just to clarify it, everybody. So you didn't. You ended up in the jungle doing. Do you have any stories about being? Give me one specific story, whether it's scary, whether it's something you remember about. You were tunnel rat,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So what was? Give me an experience. Give me one thing. You don't have to.
All I can tell you is my first one was worse,
Okay. So why don't you tell me your
and that's the
worst
only
one?
one I really remember.
Okay. So go ahead and tell that story, please,
But the
if you can remember.
well, the reason is to begin with, it started out with I wasn't the original tunnel rat.
Okay.
That was a tunnel rat when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got there, was the one that went in that day,
And didn't make it
and
out.
he didn't survive it.
Okay. So
Guess who had to go after him?
well, that
And
would.
so
Oh,
that
you
was,
had to go get him.
yeah,
Okay. So go ahead.
it's just
This is a truth thing. Go ahead, man. Do not be candid. I don't give a shit.
yeah.
Go ahead. Be as. Because I want people to fucking
I
understand
just want
why.
I just want to make it as simple as possible.
You
It
don't.
first off, it was a mission that I felt as though it wasn't really a good idea to begin with.
Of course.
Yeah, and I could tell it wasn't a good idea, so I tried to figure out the best way that I could make it a better idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably spent more time trying to figure out how to do that, but I kind of decided my best option was to throw again what I'll call it is a frag. I threw a frag and where he went in,
Mm-hmm. So you blew him up.
figuring that he wasn't answering me, that there wasn't really much I could do for him right at this point other than just try
Right.
and get in there and get
Correct.
him. So that's what I did. I threw a frag in there,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went in right away and got a hold of him and realized that I not I successfully uh, accomplished what I was supposed to do, is go in there and eliminate the danger and then bring out the victim, and that's what.
He drank. So was he? He did not survive.
But yeah, I don't think he was alive when I got in even.
Either way, so you think that the gentleman had died. Do
He
you
didn't.
remember his name?
Yeah,
Okay, what was his name?
Bill Conley.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I don't. I don't. But I think
he
he.
gets 2 days, everybody. He gets Memorial Day and Veterans Day.
And
He made a sacrifice.
the he I don't know. He was from Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know a whole lot about
That's
him.
fine. You don't have to go into his
He
military
he was
background.
actually a squad leader
Okay.
for the first squad in our
Okay.
platoon.
Okay. So did you know this guy really well?
Not real well.
No, you just.
Was,
You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to go into details. So this is part of the reason why I'm doing this. Really think about that. When you're talking about the garbage that is going on, some of what they had to do back then, we can do nowadays without anything being done. But at the time, at this time, and especially in the terrain that they were dealing with, it wasn't concise to probably even use that piece of equipment. However, that being said,
well, first off, the odds of finding the cave we found was 1,000,000 to 1 that anybody would ever find it.
right?
And when you did find some of these you usually were in a pretty uh, whacked out position and you really didn't have much maneuverability. In other words, there wasn't a whole lot that you could really do other than make sure you can eliminate this particular thing because it basically a constant threat to you, no matter where you were at in the jungle because of the position it was in. It's actually ingenious what these people were able to accomplish. And it would blow you away the ingenuity they had.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I would suffice to say I would probably test more. Okay, here's a question. How many times did you shit your pants?
I don't know.
Not because you had to.
There's times where you shit your pants because you were surprised, and then there was times when somebody shot at you. It didn't matter. But most everybody that was one of the biggest problems any grunt had was being able to hold any kind of bowel movement for any period of time.
Right.
It was just when it was time to go, you just said you didn't want to.
You just plop plop.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is your worst experience? Was an experience with situation? Right?
Well, that
Why
was
don't, why don't you tell? Dad's been shot. He got shot in the shoulder.
well.
But he got shot in the shin. He's got was it his shin or was it right here, right?
Yeah, right. From I don't know.
Like right. I thought it was wherever.
There's one back here and there's one
Dad's got the one in the tattoo is probably his most. I shouldn't say memorable because getting shot isn't very memorable.
right here. I
You
don't
just
know
don't.
if I didn't even know
You
him
just
real.
don't even. You just don't forget it. But so he's been wounded. Have you ever received a Purple Heart for that?
Nope.
Think about that for a minute, people.
Well, if you
I
got
don't, I'm
first
not.
off, in order to get a Purple Heart in the Marine Corps, you got to report that you're wounded. Somebody's got
Okay,
to report a
so
wound.
here's the thing, and this is true. Back then, compared to now, somebody was able to document things
Yeah. Well, I
a
mean,
lot easier than they were. So if Dad got shot, nobody knew. He actually deserves the Purple Heart for being injured. Whoever failed, thank you for your service, but you're a fucking dumbass. You don't know how to fucking fill out a name. I did 42 hours of work. How hard is it to fucking the guy took a gunshot to the fucking foot? Not saying that's what happened to that. How hard is that? It is not hard. I have filled that out by hand. It takes approximately 15 minutes. A simple documentation of somebody getting hit, which is another point that I want to bring up. If ever, I'm going to get into there's one other thing I want to get to. If you are ever injured, do not ever be afraid. If PTSD is really huge right now, you have it.
yeah. Well,
Who doesn't?
it,
I'm not saying who doesn't, but
I kind of figure if you were a grunt and you've served in any military, if you don't have it, then you ain't human.
whatever. But it, but if you are sick, PTSD is an illness
Yeah.
and it needs to be treated. And the only way to treat it is to let them.
A
That's
lot.
one of the ways to treat it. Is
I
to
think
let
there's a lot of veterans that don't even understand the symptoms, that they even have it.
well, they don't want to admit it.
Maybe that might be. I don't know, but
But it's neither here nor there. I'm not saying if you have a problem. say this: if somebody is telling you ever in a situation
Yeah.
where you're just being a pussy because you're having flashbacks or you can't take it, it's not that you can't take it. I'm gonna put it like this: you can't take it. I don't care how tough you are. Get help. Get it documented because I'm sorry, collecting money for something that you fought for is something you deserve. I'm not done that. Please do that. And I'm gonna let Dan talk about the VA here in a minute because that's who his primary caregiver is. However, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Never, and I'm asking this question live. I've never asked my father this question. And I really would love an answer. I think everybody would love an answer. And Dad will elaborate more on this in one of the specials. I'm not giving anything away. I'm asking him how he felt getting off of a plane. And I'm just going to say it right now. You probably have people throwing shit at you and
Well,
spitting on you or calling you a baby killer or.
yeah, well, it was, some are worse than others, but
So explain why.
irregardless, that's that that wasn't exactly what I was hoping to see when I come back to the United States. I would
What were
just
you
like
hoping? Okay, so what were you hoping to see?
I don't know. I just kind of wanted to forget what I had been through,
Mm-hmm. Which is a
and
bad thing in general, people.
and I wanted for the first time in a long time be able to not worry about having to survive the next 24 hours,
But did
in
that
a
that so
realistic sort of way, I guess you might say,
in a in an
in
unrealistic
a
or in a
realistic.
realistic way? So explain that feeling. And I'll go back to this. So what was it? Where did you land when you came home?
Where,
When you landed, when you came home from Vietnam, what, and I don't need you to go into details.
I'm not just real sure, but it said people wasn't over there for space. I'm not
Okay, well,
sure. Right?
either near, was there people there
No,
accosting
not
you?
not.
Okay, so was there people that ever accosted you?
No, the only thing they did was I thought kind of weird is they loaded us in a bus, and the instead of having glass windows, they had I cage like prison cell cage guards in the windows, so the rocks couldn't go through into the bus.
So how did you get? Did you? Okay, so you're. Did they have you fly commercially back home?
No, they took us from there at that base, and they took us all the way down to the headquarters where they did all the.
I'm talking about from where you were to home to when you landed back in the
That's what I'm
United
trying to tell
States.
you. When
Okay, I don't need a detail of where you flew from. I just need to know what it was like when you got back
I'm
on
trying
the
to
United
explain
States.
it to you. It's just telling you that I would. They took us on a bus that was like riding a bus in a war zone,
Okay.
and we went all the way through all these roads and towns and back way
Hmm.
from where we were at that airport, and we went all the way to San Diego, and then everything was done from there. I was there for I think 2 or 3 days, and
But okay, okay.
basically
So when you got off of that bus,
I went to what they call
no, I wanted. Was there people? Was what was your experience? So what I'm asking.
basically no big hurrahs and no parades, and there was no crowds of people. There was basically they tried to keep us away from people. They pretty much knew that if they exposed us to that, it was not be pretty.
So that's actually a good thing.
Yeah,
So you were one of those that didn't have to
they had already
experience.
experienced and been experiencing, and they figured out a way to kind of avoid the problem that they were experiencing.
But
So,
did that help?
not really.
Oh,
I mean, you kind of felt like you were, a convict,
outcast. Yeah.
Exactly.
an
Okay, so
outcast or
right.
something.
So
How were you treated when you got home? Home, home.
Worse.
Did anybody ever confront you with bullshit before?
No, I got called a baby killer, and I got spat on at Madison at the airport.
well, see, there you go, and
And
that's exactly what I'm talking
and I
about.
would got to Dodgeville, and I don't know who it was, but they looked at me and they said, "Oh no, not another goddamn worthless bastard."
Go ahead, Dad.
Yeah, I
It's all
mean,
about you. Let go. Let go.
yep,
Let everybody know how it's
and,
real, how it felt. That's what I'm
and for the life of me, I can't to be very honest with you. I don't think there was ever anybody that ever come up from my hometown point that ever said thank you to me about anything.
and this isn't a bad thing.
You
That's not why he's saying. He's just telling you how he felt. And he
know,
still feels. That's
no,
it.
that's what I experienced. I
Right.
just,
Our experience.
yeah, basically that I really honestly come to the conclusion that basically the entire population of this country just wanted to forget the whole goddamn fiasco.
Oh, who didn't?
Yeah,
Everybody wants to forget about what happened.
and
Just
put it
recently.
behind him, and didn't want to even acknowledge it anymore.
But here's the thing, and for Vietnam veterans,
And I can be honestly because I've experienced it. He didn't get the help. He didn't have. I shouldn't say he didn't. He didn't get the help. Well, he didn't, and he knows it. He tried being one of those people. From my experience and knowing him for years and years and years, he didn't. Not that he didn't feel that he couldn't.
But I just think
he couldn't handle it, but he tried handling it without.
I have just kind of decided that maybe I got to do like Dad and just deal with
Bottle
it.
it up and keep it inside,
Yeah, because Dad never had any help,
which caused
and
problems for you.
and that's been forever a problem in the U.S. as far as the way the U.S. government has been
But
handling things, and
I don't want to get political.
fortunately,
I want to talk. I don't want to get political.
fortunately today, all I'm saying is, fortunately today, the military does a better job of recognizing the problem than they
Okay,
used to.
thank you. They do, and that was what I was getting to. What I'm saying is he didn't not want to talk about it. He just had no outlet, the only outlet, and this is no, Dan knows this, was mom. Because back then there wasn't. What I'm saying is, and nobody knew how to deal with it back then because it was
oh,
all.
you just got shell shocked. No, I actually did a final thesis on this for school when I graduated. Bachelor's, to get my bachelor's degree, I had to write a dissertation or a thesis on why PTSD is so difficult to handle and why we're just now knowing how to handle it.
It's because nobody
Nobody
really,
took it seriously. Oh, you'll be fine because, and they're finding that shell shock is PTSD.
nobody reacts the same.
Correct.
Yeah.
But everybody, if you have dealt with something, you can't say, "Oh, well, I'm not experiencing those things." It doesn't even have to be a soldier has PTSD. You can drive by an accident and see something and it traumatizes you
Yeah.
and it causes PTSD. I have seen and heard that. Or you could be a part of an accident. Just having a simple little accident can cause PTSD.
The other part of the problem is it's kind of
PTSD is considered a psychological thing.
I mean, yeah,
However,
uh,
it's an experience.
yeah.
If you have experienced something that is not good, you have some sort of not they trying to label. Oh well, you only seen a guy get shot in the foot. That's not PTSD. That's not true. That's not true. Either way. Either way. So the day you came home, the day you got to Madison, you experienced all the bullshit, right?
Well,
That was your most experience to it.
that was probably a bigger shock than anything I had ever thought I would ever see in
Okay,
my
so
life. Like
so
I don't know. It was pretty. It wasn't too long after I got home that some mad dog blew up a damn building in Madison.
yes.
A lot of shit went on during the time that I got home.
So yeah.
I got awarded the second highest medal the Navy gives,
I don't even
the
know what it
Navy
is.
Commendation.
Navy combination. Okay,
But
so
I, I had some pretty high rank
uh-huh.
people that actually came to award me, and
You'd still
mom and
deserve a
dad were
Purple Heart
with
though.
me,
You still deserve a
and
Purple Heart
and and the uh,
though. He's
and the
not
fucking building,
in the fucking building.
yeah, and the fucking building was no, it
I'm
was
joking. I'm
it
joking.
was the actual building that was blowing up the next day,
Um.
and people were protesting because there was
So
all this brass around,
right, right. So
and I'm in the center of it.
I know I've gone longer than an hour. I've gone for an hour and a half. It's fine because
Well, you have to pay up to extra sponsorship.
fuck no, I don't get any sponsorship. Are you fucking kidding?
Well,
I'm doing this for fucking free, motherfucker.
well,
Free enterprise, bitches. Anyway, so anyway, either way, I'm not. We're not going to go there. But um, I want people to understand what it's like. It sucked for him. He was never, and I'm going to say this now. They have a thing called honor flight, and I thank them for what they do. From now on, I will put that number at the end of my show. I'll fit it in somehow.
yeah, you better
So
not forget the help.
I'm not gonna, I'm one of those people because I work with soldiers and families every day. I've dealt with numerous. And this isn't about suicide. This might be a suicide awareness thing, but this is more or less about if you are a veteran, and this is why this is a gift from my dad because he was never accosted. He was never afforded that.
Yeah,
True. He was never afforded that.
yeah. Well, I
The only thing that he was ever afforded was yes, he's got malaria and they took care of him, but what did it cost him? What did everything else cost him? And if anybody takes anything from this video, it's the fact that we need to take care of our children.
well,
They need to be taken care of. That doesn't mean that we need to spend one point. And this, I'm not getting political, but we don't need to spend $1.3 trillion on a fucking bridge. What's more important, a bridge or a fucking soldier?
depend upon.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say. But roll with me here. Trying to get some money somehow. Either way. No, I'm just kidding.
No, hey, it ain't about the money, but I do think in the plain old common sense of identifying who is a what and a when and a where and how and what can be done to help is somewhere along the line, the U.S. government
What's up, Casey?
needs to
You're good.
realize and understand that just about every damn grunt that ever picked up a rifle and had their feet on the ground is going to get affected. And they should make sure they take care of these people way ahead of time before they even know when they're going to deploy back home. Because
Correct. And they do have those things in place now. Back then, they did not. If my dad would have had those that accosted, afforded those luxuries. The soldiers today, and I'm going to be honest with everybody because I was one of those soldiers of today only 4 years ago. I retired. Now, I worked with the Yellow Ribbon event. That didn't have one of those. If you would have had one of those back in the day, I am telling you right now, his experience over there wouldn't have helped, but his experience back home probably would have been so much fucking better than it is today.
But, you know,
Or than it, I should, than today, they get 3 of them events. And thank God that they give them that, they give them, they afforded them that opportunity. And if you have not been to a Yellow Ribbon event, if you are a soldier and you're deploying or coming home and you need to get to one because they help. Whether you like it or not, they help. And it's a free vacation to a big city.
a lot of people don't realize this, but I want to mention about,
Hold
for
on.
an example of what, no, no, let me finish.
Hold on. What I'm going to say, I'm going to let Dad go. I'm going to let him talk about whatever he wants to talk about for approximately 15 minutes. And I'll take a piss.
I haven't got that much to talk about.
Well, either way, I'm
I
going to
just
let
wanted
him.
to make sure I got this out.
Right. So I'm going to let Dad do his
So
thing.
I'm going to tell you about this anyway. But
No, you can say whatever the fuck you want. Go ahead. Like I said, I'm just saying, Dad is going to end the show. He's not going to end it because I'm going to have to come back because he can't fucking see shit.
well,
But I'm going to come back. I'm going to let him talk, and then I'll end the show
I
with an outro. So, Dad, there is. You want to say something? You want to? What do you want people? And I'll ask this question, and you can say whatever the fuck you want. What do you want everybody to know about a veteran, and what do you want veterans to know? Go.
well, wait, what do I want veterans to know?
Well,
Veteran,
what were you going to say?
uh, you know, first off, the most important person to you is going to probably help you be able to find a lot more uh, things that are you are capable of getting information and help uh, through the VA is your county veteran service officer. He's your number one friend, no matter what. That's the first guy you need to really get to know. And other than that, uh, I, you know, years ago, uh, there was a bunch of guys in I don't know where they were from exactly and how it began, but they're Vietnam veterans. And we would just finish kicking Saddam's butt out of Kuwait, and that war was pretty much over before it actually started. But anyway, the troops are coming home in most of the towns. And all of a sudden, a bunch of Vietnam vets got together and made sure that these guys got the biggest party that they could ever possibly throw for a bunch of guys coming home from an event like that just because of they didn't want it to ever happen to another American soldier like what happened to the Vietnam vet. And I just wanted to give amends to all of those veterans that worked with that program. It was in the 90s, and I was kind of like a yellow ribbon type of affair, like what Jeremy is talking about, and that's basically what I wanted to to say and
I don't know what he said.
about that.
I'm not going to have you go and do it again. I can watch it.
Well, I told him I said who their biggest friend was to begin with.
Everybody is your friend.
Your biggest friend is a veteran, is your county veteran service
Oh,
officer.
those people, yes. If you have one, go see them if you're a veteran.
What that?
Even if you only served one day.
Yeah.
But
He's your most closest guy to you that is going to get you into the VA programs of any type, whether it be medical,
Yes.
educational, job training, all kinds of stuff. I mean, these guys have got all of the dope and everything.
And I just want to say one thing. Sometimes, and I've probably said this numerous times, my DMs are open to any veteran that wants to talk. Just to talk. I'm here. I've always been here. I'm a great listener. I mean, I might look like I'm playing on my phone, but I'm listening. Ask Heather. I'm really good at listening. But I do want. Here's another group of people that need to be thanked. That's family. And I know this because I actually take care of soldiers and families. Dad was not married at the time he was over Vietnam. I'm sure Grandma was a loving person. What was she like?
Well, I don't know, but it didn't really get too much involved with any kind
But
of.
how did she didn't treat? What I mean was, is she didn't treat you any differently than she did when you were growing up, right? You were a baby, right?
Well, all of us are made, yes, basically.
Well, I
In
know my.
mom's eyes, we weren't nothing more than her own kids. That's all I know. It's just,
Well, that's it.
nobody was any particular whether they
No,
were
no. And what I mean, what
us.
I'm saying is she grew.
Yeah, well, it's just, she had a hell of a lot of loving she had to pass around.
She did. She had 11 kids.
Yeah,
My grandfather loved me too.
yeah, well,
He was good at home, but he was
you
a loving person.
just operating as a family on a dairy farm is a different kind, a whole different world.
And to everybody that's from our family, thanks for being here. If you watched, I do appreciate it. I know it seemed like we went off on a tangent. Well, poopy happens.
I don't know whose fault it was, but it seemed like you were more tangent than I was. I
Well,
don't know.
I was trying to explain things, and of course, I ate too
Yeah,
many sweethearts.
you gotta stay away from them sweethearts.
So, um, but veterans are from day one are the reason why this country exists, and
Yeah.
people seem to forget that. And I don't want this to become, oh, you need to thank a veteran every day. But think about this: veterans, living veterans get one day. Hold on, let me finish. The other veterans, the ones that have sacrificed their lives, they get 2 days. Now I'm not saying that people get it better than we do. That's not what I'm saying. Think about that. 2 days. Because
Yeah.
Independence Day really isn't about the soldier. It should be.
Yeah,
But
well,
they only get 2 days. They do get a month. There's a military appreciation month. I get that. But there's only 1 month.
I,
Don't just walk up to a veteran on Veterans Day and say thank you. Walking up to a veteran in the middle of a fucking mall, especially you can tell when a veteran is a veteran because they usually are wearing the hat. They will. You can see that. Not only do you say, and this is to Vietnam veterans, and this is to my dad. Welcome home.
yeah,
2 words they never really got.
yeah, yeah, well,
Am I right or not? I am bugging up
yeah,
because this is not. This is what this video is about. It's about all of you and all Vietnam veterans.
yeah.
2 words.
Guys, I served with, and it's called Coming Home to Work.
Coming home to war. Think about that for a minute. But 2 words would have been so simple. Am I right or am I wrong, Dad?
Yeah,
Welcome home.
yeah,
I don't think I ever said that to him. But again, I wasn't alive. I wasn't even a twinkle in my daddy's
You know,
It does if you look close enough because he's blind. But anyway, what I'm saying is don't just walk up to a Vietnam veteran and say thank you because they hear that all the time. I can almost guarantee you, and he won't because I look at him. But I love you, man.
well, I can tell you a whole lot of
I
Vietnam vets don't understand this welcome home shit because
no, they don't. I can tell you right now, they can say I don't, but they go home and they go, wow. One nice gesture of welcome home might save a life. Think about that for a minute, because there might be a Vietnam veteran who's sitting there. I've never been welcomed home. Nobody gives a shit about me. If you walk up to one veteran,
yeah.
I know I only have 6 people watching me, but it's 6 lives saved. 6 lives saved. And that doesn't mean walk up to the same fucking person and say, especially if you don't live close.
There was one character that I remember
I'm just gonna let him talk.
back in the day. One character alone, and he was a little black dog.
What's Bunny?
No, sitting on top of a goddamn doghouse, and he was saying one word, you know, or two words,
Mm-hmm.
and it pretty much summed up the whole idea of being a veteran at the time that I was. It was called fuck it.
That's not one word.
That's two words. That's what I said. You know, the two words sum up the whole damn story.
True, but I can honestly tell you, if somebody would have actually said welcome home to that gentleman the proper way,
Yeah.
because soldiers today, yes, they are afforded those luxuries, but I can tell you right now, there are some people in this world and in this country today that think that the soldier is part of the problem.
Yeah. And then there you got Vietnam vets that still are guilty because
They don't know why they were there. And I can tell you right now, well, so this Afghanistan issue is the same thing because I have friends
yeah,
that were
I'm
there,
actually
and they're like, well, what did we do this for? And this is exactly what we're running into again
yeah, well,
today.
yeah,
Hold on, and I'm not trying to compare because the guys today, the ladies and gentlemen today that served over in Afghanistan, have those luxuries. Guys like him didn't have that luxury, which is a damn shame on. I'm not going to say it because it might turn into a whole other argument. Everybody knows what I'm talking about there. So, and
yeah.
especially the other people in the other
Everybody
room
but me.
know what I mean.
Everybody but me, I guess.
No, you know, that's why I'm not telling you.
I don't know.
No, you do. You just don't want to admit it.
All I know is there's people to blame, and I know who's to blame. In certain instances, in other instances, I don't. And
See, he knows what I'm talking about. I just don't want to talk about it. What?
I already know who's at fault for the fiascos that I went through.
Yes, this is his true statements.
No need for me to hunt them down.
No, he's already dead.
No, no, not all of them.
Well, close to it.
No, not quite.
We're talking about the leaders of our country.
No, we're not talking. We're
Well,
just, we're just talking about a bunch of boneheads who made the decision that didn't make any sense.
I'm not talking about the generals.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Iron Man. Hey, Sean, what's going on, my brother? Rayshon actually does a show with me on Tuesday nights.
Oh, okay.
We talk about football. You want to talk football?
Football? Yeah, well, I don't know.
Okay, so this is a Q&A now.
I've been trying to figure out what to do for the Brewers. Yeah.
I already answered the question on that. I'm not going to go into it again. But you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Well,
Let's not talk about Vietnam anymore. Let's talk about you.
me?
Yeah, let's talk about who's your favorite baseball team of all time.
No, I don't know.
So if you had to
The,
pick one team to be a team that represents you in
the,
America, what baseball team would
the
that be?
Milwaukee Braves,
Okay,
uh,
what year?
the, the last time they won the World Series.
1957. So
Yeah,
you got the Braves in 1957. And
that was
oh yes, everybody questions what I know about sports. This man,
Eddie Matthews,
Eddie Matthews,
Big Joe Edcock,
Warren Spahn was on that team.
Big Joe Edcock,
Henry Aaron.
Aaron, I forget, Crandall.
Yeah, wasn't there a Tory on that team?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I wasn't alive back then. But so okay,
Yeah, that no, favorites. That this year, I just had a feeling when the playoffs before they even started, I said I have a feeling. I kind of thought, right, well, I decided that Atlanta was going to be the winning the whole damn thing.
right,
I picked them right before the playoffs even started.
right. So you grew up in the time of Vince Lombardi.
Yeah, that's
Why did you talk about that for a football fan? What was that like being a fan of the Green Bay Packers during that time?
it was kind of a really didn't totally understand it, I guess, as much as I thought I did. And of course, as you grow and you get older,
Dad, you were like 18, 19. You
understand.
probably didn't care about it. You probably just wanted to see fucking Betty Joe Boondocks.
No, no,
That's probably what you were worried about.
no.
I
Everybody.
don't know if you knew of Betty Joe
My
Boondocks.
favorite player back then was Jimmy Taylor, and I wasn't a big Paul Hornung fan, but I liked Jim Taylor, and I liked uh, uh, what was his name?
Betty Joe Fingerfuck?
No,
They had so many that Kramer,
Henry Jordan.
Jerry Kramer there.
No, he was an offensive lineman. I didn't.
Most of he wasn't there just because he was an offensive lineman. He always tells me offensive linemen are the reason why football teams are
Well,
good.
yeah, but
I say Jerry Kramer wasn't there.
when you
But he
mentioned
was an offensive lineman, so he wasn't.
when you
He doesn't
mentioned
exist.
when you mentioned the Packer, an offensive lineman in the Packers, it wasn't just one of them. There was other ones too.
So Rayshawn, he did answer that. So Rayshawn is a friend of mine that does a show. He said Mr. Baker. I don't think he likes that, but whatever. Mr. Baker.
Yeah.
Why did you want to serve in the military, and what was your rank?
Why did I want? Because I thought it was sound like a pretty cool adventure. I think I mentioned that up front, but
Yeah, he did. So he wasn't here at the beginning, so he
yeah,
asked the question. What was your highest rank?
Lance Corporal E
How
three.
many times were you a Lance Corporal?
I don't know.
So essentially, what I'm asking him is he lost his rank a couple of times, didn't he? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, well. And why did you lose your rank?
Huh?
Why did you almost lose your rank? And I'm not.
Did I lose my rank?
This is actually if he's told me this
Well,
story, but it's funny.
I didn't lose anything other than I got lost a title of a
Did you? But why did you?
NCO,
But
but
why did you lose that title? Did you do something, or did they just?
yeah,
What'd you do?
fed my men with my food because
That's military life.
because I figured these guys are
Hungrier.
hungrier than me and they I knew how they felt and I felt sorry for them, so I took care of my men.
But his highest rank was Lance Corporal.
Yeah, and then also a idiot, shall we say, 90-day wander. I don't know. I don't care what degree, whether it was political science or if it was
No.
botany, or if it was
That's what he means by that.
eh, Anyway, he was a college graduate, nothing more than that, and he got to be a.
Well, so he told the wrestler to go fuck himself.
And this
I mean,
bonehead idiot told
Am
me,
I wrong?
no, well, anybody that's out of their mind
So the long story
ordered
short,
you to run across an open field and hang your ass in a breeze. Just to see if you can figure out where the enemy is.
so long story short, he told the lieutenant to go fuck
I
himself.
told her, okay,
Okay, go ahead, Dad.
yeah, go ahead. I said, you lead and I'll see how it's done.
Just keep Sloan busy. I'm sorry, if there's officers watching, I love you. I do. Officers are way better now, but
But
I love
anyway,
you guys.
he didn't like me not wanting to do what he wanted to do because I told him there was a better way. And he didn't like being, I guess, treated like a lower person than what he's supposed to be.
So, just because you have a college education
Yeah.
doesn't mean, hey, how are we going to get around? Why don't we walk around it?
Well,
why don't we sneak up on the guy and maybe, like,
why don't we just use the tree line over there as a cover and walk along it,
but hey,
What's wrong in the middle of the fucking field? Hey, I'm right over here, motherfucker.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So that's why he told the lieutenant to fuck off.
Yeah, basically just told him you.
No, he told him to fuck off. It's okay.
Eat a dick, motherfucker. Either dick. How about this?
He
How
basically
about
asked
how
me
about my slogan? My balls, your chin. Good time.
about what I told him. I said, "Do you think I'm an idiot?"
T-shirt.
He didn't like the way I answered him later after he told me to do this. I said, I, I think I'll do it this way, sir, if you don't mind.
With your pants down. You did it, but you did it with your pants down, didn't you? I'm just kidding. You
Well,
probably.
no, I wasn't about to walk out in a goddamn field.
So I'm actually asking you a question.
I've been there.
So Rayshon is a wrestling fan, and I talked to wrestling about
Yeah.
that with them. Who's your favorite wrestler growing up? And some of you have to say Mikey Mitchell.
Oh, well, I can't think of any better one.
Well, no, but he's right. So Mikey Mitchell, Dad wrestled with him in high school. But so who was your favorite wrestler growing up? This is a Q&A now.
I basically, I don't know. I really didn't follow it as much as maybe you
He
guys.
didn't, but he can tell you.
Dusty Rhodes comes to mind. I don't know.
Dusty Rhodes. I just remember,
Uh,
if Mom is watching, or if I know you're watching, Papa, Grandma, Dad didn't like it when you were watching wrestling diapers were
yeah,
coming
that's okay. Yeah. I didn't have the TV. It was his TV. I just went along with the flow.
But you were mad about it, right?
Not mad. I just was, get. Well,
Irritated? You were
yeah,
irritated? So you were mad.
I knew that if I was at my dad's place, we would be watching the game. That's all. Yeah, it's just.
Right.
Uh,
So,
I,
yeah. But it's just not love it. But I don't know if she's watching. She's probably on bed right now. No, she's asleep. She's probably watching. But I didn't tell her to worry about it. But anyway, so
I
yes, Ray Sean, he knows who Dusty Rhodes is. I'm a fan of Dusty Rhodes.
I never was.
I don't so much like his son.
I even to be very honest with you,
Sorry.
I never really followed wrestling, but I did all the way when I was growing up in high school. Like the reason I mentioned
So as a kid,
Mike Mitchell, if you don't know about him, he's probably got one of the most prolific records in high school wrestling
he does it.
in Wisconsin.
He does
I,
it.
he was an amazing wrestler.
I don't think the guy that does hold the record could probably beat him. I'll tell you that right now.
No,
But I think they were the same weight.
Yeah, he wasn't very big. He was
119 pounds, I think, was Manupi. Was the guy he's four times, four-time state champion, and
well.
he's the only. I think he's the only state champion that won.
Well, the only reason Mike Mitchell wasn't a four-time is
He was a four-time, but he
he
was
was a
living in
four-time, but he
Minnesota.
moved. He was living in Minnesota before he moved to
So
Wisconsin.
there you go. So he's the first three-time state champion.
He was well. He was. There's a lot bigger records that he holds than anything that I. One of them that I know of is he actually. We kind of kept a record
So
on it, and I don't know if there is anybody that knows what actual
either
if
way,
there is an
I know
actual
that Mike Mitchell was this shit. They
reading.
always talk about fucking Mike Mitchell. I don't think I remember ever meeting the guy,
But
but he's legendary.
normal back in the day, a normal high school wrestling match is about I think it's 3 2-minute periods,
Like I said,
if I remember right.
Mike, Mr. Mitchell, I hear more about you than I can hear about him.
Yeah.
But so Rayshawn has one more question, and he said, "Oh, and another thing before I have to go back to work. Not sure you cooked. He did. He cooked. What was your favorite thing to cook in the kitchen?
And
Whether it was for your family or you just like cooking. I don't ever remember him cooking as a kid. Might have made me a hot dog, but that was about it.
that's I don't know
Maybe
as
a cracker and cheese, but other than that, I know he gave me my first drink of beer. Well, actually, I took it. But anyway, go ahead.
I don't know. I kind of always like to make things casserole like
Simple man.
simple, but
Simple man. Simple plan. What was your favorite casserole to cook?
exotic foods. What I thought were pretty interesting was even really making spaghetti and trying to make it like the old timers
I
way.
do remember that, and
Mhm.
that was when you and Carla met. You made us spaghetti and
Yeah.
poured an entire bottle of wine in the spaghetti, which made it taste like fucking grape tomatoes, which they make. So my dad might have invented grape tomatoes.
I
I'm just
all I
kidding with
know
soy
is
sauce.
I like to experiment with those
No,
kind of exotic.
he just wanted to know if you cooked.
Yeah,
And what was your favorite meal to cook?
yeah. So I like making spaghetti. Was a lot of fun.
He did make a mean fucking spaghetti. And I should have him make it again. But we're not probably because he can't see. Um, Heather and I have cooked spaghetti from scratch. Heather made a soup, and I didn't fucking bring it up because I'm a piece of shit son. But this guy over here. So no, I'm kidding. I'm not a piece of shit son. I
Man,
don't care how much you know.
well,
No, I heard my name. Oh, we're talking about cooking. So I've asked you who your favorite football team was. Is Green Bay your favorite football team? Or
yeah.
you could just give a shit, right? You just don't fucking care.
Actually, I kind of always liked because maybe they were on maybe once every 3 years.
Brewers?
The Badgers.
Oh, the Badgers?
Yeah,
Because they were fucking. They sucked
it
too.
was very rare to see him ever play in a football game, and when they did, it was just kind of neat to be able
Yeah. I mean, that's the way you nice to them every week. They'll be on, the fucking. The Badgers will be on fucking YouTube.
to. Yeah,
I remember that fucking. I mean, I actually, personally, I grew up the Milwaukee Brewers. You all today, and I know this is not popular veteran stuff, but this is just fucking. Who cares? We're talking to a veteran, right? So I grew up listening to Bob Euchre as a young child, and him and Bob Euchre, and I was pointing at my dad. You've all seen me. Are the reason why I love baseball. I can talk baseball with my dad. Asked me today what I would change about the Brewers. I don't know. They're hitting. I mean, there isn't much to change. There might be the front. I honestly think the coaches all need to be fired, but that's just me.
well,
I digress.
I think they need an older, well seasoned, good, extremely talented, uh, elderly
What do you
pitcher.
think? What do you think of the Philadelphia Eagles?
Eagles?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. So Rayshawn, that's Rayshawn's favorite team. So he said the Eagles are an excellent team, right? They may be. You
I
don't
don't.
watch them.
I don't
He
watch them.
knows they're not. He knows they're not because I talk
I talk more baseball. I would rather talk more baseball than other shit with Dad. But I'm going to talk about other shit, which we're not going to do this enough because it's my kind of thing for our stream. Not happy. So,
Well, how long is your stream?
as long as I want it to be.
Oh, right.
Do you want to go there? Because I'll go there. I don't want to because it'll turn into a shit show and we might get copyrighted and canceled. So I'm not going to go there. And now he knows what I'm talking about. We might actually make it big time. We might be on CNN, Dad.
Well, I can get pretty busy at on any place talking about bullshit if they want to talk.
Just saying, CNN up in this bitch. Me and Dad.
I'd
You
li-
want to put people with
I
real
know.
talk?
I know there's one thing you can't fix, and that is stupid. But it would
So
sure it'd be a challenge to try.
right. So anyway, but we won't talk about that. So what was your favorite thing to do growing up?
My favorite thing to do growing up?
Yeah.
Good God, I don't know. I'm probably, I don't know.
This and that.
Favorite thing to do growing up? Of
This and a
all the
pop.
things I ever did as I was growing up,
Uh-huh.
probably listening to a good band.
What's your favorite thing to do in general?
Listen to a good band.
Okay. So my dad is avidly into music, and he has written some songs. With my brother Joe. Can you please come here for a second? Whether you fucking like it or not, you're on camera, bitch. Come here. Joseph!
You don't know what you're trying to accomplish, but
Yeah, listen. He's gonna do it to me.
oh yeah,
that's, oh my God. So this is my little brother Joseph. He's actually written some songs with Dad, and one of the songs that I will be releasing as part of his thing is a song that Dad wrote and he did, correct? So they performed it together, and that will be the opening to his show, which will be. I'm probably going to have Heather look into getting that right. I shouldn't have to. I should just let her have the computer. And she's probably going to type in there, yeah, motherfucker, maybe that would be a good idea. But, so.
a lot of things are ideas, but you never sometimes.
What are you talking about now? About me letting you edit so I can get that show something. Yeah. So there's that. So you've met my one brother, my other brother. He probably wouldn't. He'd probably come in and fucking do some stupid shit. You could show everybody what he looks like as a teenager. Oh yeah, you want to see my brother?
You fucking teenager? This is some great.
That'd be fucking great.
My brother Joseph. I'll even show what I look like. In fact, you've probably seen this picture. So this is me as a senior in high school. Look at that hair. Yeah, fucking.
Whatever.
And this is my other brother Garrett.
Sorry, dude. Welcome to the internet. And then you see Joseph, but Joe, my brother, looked like a fucking band member of Korn.
You know, whatever peas or cabbage or whatever it was. I
Peas
don't know.
or cabbage. I actually like corn. I think corn's a pretty good band. Do you got to go potty or something, or what's going on?
No, I got moved.
Oh shit! You lapsing? Are you lapsing?
No.
Well, what's going on? You got a fart?
No.
Getting numbism. What the fuck is that?
It's called ED tired.
he's, imagine me sitting there with basement on a 6 hour stream. My ass gets snow. Why do you think I get up there? But yeah, he'll be back in a second. He's his bony ass. Needs to get up and walk around. But so this is what this is about. This is about me. I'm gonna do this once a year. I'm gonna find a veteran and we're just gonna sit and shoot the shit. We'll talk about what it was like in their time. We're gonna talk about. I'm gonna compare it to my time, unless it's somebody that I actually served with and their time in the military. Or served before their time. I wish I could talk to a two veteran. But the Vietnam veterans, this first episode was important to me because people need to welcome them home. Mm-hmm. It's so important. And then he'll be back. We're not done yet. We're just gonna sit here and shoot the shit because, well, we invited some sweethearts. Mm-hmm. I didn't know they were sweethearts. So anyway, Heather, what do you think? Mm-hmm. I like your hair, by the way. You're welcome. I haven't told her that she did it last night, but that was in the dark. I haven't told her today because I didn't want to get up here and do this stuff with Dad. So you must have had real power bug. If you wanted to fucking smoke a cigarette, is that did it go outside? Yeah, but yeah. I gotta keep this going. It's therapy for me. I'll sit down. Yep. Good luck getting in that fucking chair. There's Heather, everybody. This was a weird thing for me today. I figured it's Veterans Day. I'm talking to a veteran. I want everybody to meet my dad in person. I'm doing things. You want to say hi to everybody? No. Well, you just did. Yes. But I thought I'm not grandma. I am mom. Good for me. This is good for my dad, and I think this is good for Heather to see and hear and to know. I don't do shows or do shows that I do for views. I do these shows because I love. It's better than it's actually therapy for me. It's not this even the kicking alongside is therapy for me because talks to more than just me for once. But this show, I've been wanting to do this, and I haven't known how to do it. Now I have the means to do it. It's happening once a year. It might even happen more than once a year. Who knows? But you know, find out Adam's schedule across the hall from us. I would interview him because I know he. He's my dad. He's next door neighbor. So I say, "What's up, man?" to him all the time. Now Wendy says it. Wendy says, "What's up, man?" But I see that the Dolphins actually showed up to play tonight. What do they call it? I think illegal block in the back. It is definitely not happening. What the fuck are they doing? Why are they not counting the ball? That's what they have to do. What's Joe doing? Cooking something. Smells like muffins or something. Is that what you're making, Joe? Is muffins? Are you making muffins? You know the muffin man? He said I do not know the muffin man. Oh, he said I am not the muffin man. He said I do not know the muffin.
They already called it. Why do they keep fucking
I don't care about this. How long is it going to take to have a smoke that cigarette? An hour?
probably?
It's American Spirit, so
Yeah.
it takes a while. What time is that story?
Oh my god.
I is dying.
Well, you got more to talk about? Which sport you got from? That was a silly question.
Go ball.
I'm trying to get Dad back in here. So, for those of you that don't know, my father has stage 4 cancer, and he's not going to be with us much longer. That's kind of part of another reason why I'm doing this, but mostly because I really want. No, it's all about that. But I am going to do this once a year in honor of him. And we're doing one thing right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all. This might cost me my job. I don't care.
Why would it?
Because anybody can given time.
Okay.
Guys.
So by me saying this, I'm throwing my
I'm
thoughts out
whoa,
there, and
whoa,
somebody
whoa,
watches
whoa,
it
whoa,
on
whoa.
Monday
Careful,
afternoon.
careful.
So, but I don't care.
I'm
I
glad
can,
you think I'm a slide.
which is kind of why I'm keeping away from the bullshit. And Heather knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
She did.
Actually, he's been very good about that today. Oh god.
Why did you stop jumping on that?
Oh god. Fatal knee to the uterus.
So, right now at halftime, Dolphins are leading 63. This is
No, too. Maybe the Dolphins play better. How you doing, folks? I'm sitting here like a bump on a log with a child climbing on me. Ow. Good thing I'm not pregnant. She'd be causing a miscarriage right now. Oh god. Are you done trying to kill mommy? Yeah.
Here.
You say yes, you're done trying to kill me, and then you elbow me yet again, but this time in the lungs.
Stay far.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
I use this whistle by whistle.
Yeah, it's just daddy.
You want to talk about it?
And
Okay.
she was just calling for basement, so. Yeah.
Alright, what did I say? Did you not hear? She just did it yesterday. When's the last time she was
I was on camera last night, dude.
on camera? We live and on camera?
Uh huh.
Okay.
No,
Well,
we were. Basement had the camera set up so that they could.
okay. Well, then you should have paid attention. I do.
You chose to live with my ass.
I did. That's the best ass I've ever
Hey,
lived with.
have a
Hug.
hug. Yes.
Yeah, if you're being nice about it. So I told my dad to hurry up. He's not just fucking on the market. Just to fucking people. Once I do that, I'm gonna show you and I can pack up the computer, which is this is wrong. This is no fancy elaborate fucking
Grandpa's back in, so I gotta move.
So I told
Nope,
him to
nope,
get in here
nope.
so I can say goodnight. Because I think he wants to end it, but I still want to fucking laugh with him for a little bit longer.
Cool.
While I still have to sleep parts of it. No, nothing. We're just waiting on your ass to get back in here.
while I'm here?
I know, I can tell.
I'm sorry I left this.
He needed to go get himself more cancer.
I don't know. I don't always walk out on the Colbert host that normally, but for some reason I just decided I had to take a little break. I'm sorry.
Oh, apparently I'm not as good as Colbert.
No, I didn't say that. What I said is I'm not. I've never been interviewed by a Colbert before.
Don't ever compare me to Stephen Colbert.
Well, I don't know why not.
That fucking clown. But anyway,
Well,
are
you making money.
of course he's making money because if I was doing this, I wouldn't be making money. Maybe on Fox, but who knows? But either way, because nobody else gives a shit about that. I'm just gonna say that. But anyway,
Well, I think what you ought to do is you ought to just have start a podcast and just call it
thinking
the vet show or something.
about it. Veteran to veteran.
A veterans contact so or
I could do that, but I've had that once before, and especially when I've been drinking. It's not a good idea. I used to say I'm thinking about hurting myself, and the guy literally wasn't hurting himself. So everybody knows I'm out of control. You never know what's going on with me. I would love to do that, but I don't have anybody to screen for. I would love to do that. But
there is people that make a living screening.
true.
Yeah.
I can't afford them.
Whether or not they know what they're doing or not,
Like I said, I can't afford them.
Yeah.
I'm doing this freelance.
Yeah.
I am the screener.
Well,
And I'm just interviewing people or veterans
yeah.
about certain things. And this is the first show. Like I said, I've already told you my gift to you is that we'll be doing this show.
I don't know. I'm talking to some of my guys the other night. If I ever get them out here, which they're talking about maybe doing,
Good.
maybe we can broadcast one of them.
I would love to come here and have a round table of Vietnam veterans because I would just let you guys talk. I would moderate like fucking Brian Williams. I'm just gonna sit there and watch you walk all over everybody. So either way, no, but I'm just saying, I'd be down for that. I would be more than happy to come and do that for you.
Because
Just people need to be aware of these things.
I think that people will find that a great many Vietnam vets will think it the same way.
I agree with you. They're justified in their feelings. However, not everybody agrees with everybody.
But,
Again, okay. I know what you're saying. I know you're trying to go with this.
well, somewhere along the world, we got to decide. Well, maybe we might be better off if we just learn how to work together.
That would be a good idea.
Shit.
If there was one thing that you could take away from being a veteran and another
uh, by all costs, do whatever you can for anybody avoid becoming a veteran. That's
but there's nothing wrong with becoming a veteran because once you sign on the dotted line and you serve one day, you become a veteran.
Well, it might be so, but at least you better think about before you jump into the unknown world.
Well, most of the people that are gonna watch this aren't gonna understand that.
No.
So, if you are thinking about joining the military, all I'm saying is just make sure your decision isn't just to join the military or go on an adventure. Because you can fucking turn on fucking Adventureland, and that's an adventure enough. You can go to fucking Underground State Park and camp for a weekend and make it an adventure. Just saying. Don't say, hey, I need to go to fucking war because I think it'll be an adventure. It's not a good idea because PTSD is waiting for you. But on the good side, if you could give advice to a veteran or a soldier serving now, what would that be? And I know you only served a year and a half, but you served in a time where if you were a soldier, if you were even a soldier for a day, you were considered a evil bad person.
Well, first off, the number one thing that most warriors, and I consider anybody that decided to become a member of a armed forces is a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
That you have to realize,
I'm going to add to this. I'm going to stop you right there.
yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm
yeah,
going to take your right. But
again,
I'm going to add to it because I know where you're going because I've heard this before. Never, ever, 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 and I'm talking to soldiers and veterans, think that you did something for nothing because everybody does something for something.
yeah,
But go ahead.
yeah. Well, the only thing I was saying is that you are trained to be invincible. That you think you're invincible,
Mm-hmm.
and that no way you can take anything.
Mm-hmm.
And a whole lot of veterans decide, well, I have been trained to be able to deal with it, so I can do it
Right.
on my own.
Sure.
And that's the biggest mistake you can ever make in your life is try and
To do everything
deal
on
with
your
it
own.
yourself
Yeah.
because you can't.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it is. It's
Correct.
you will find yourself
Hey, look at the Marines.
uh, you'll find yourself that you'll never really ever be able to find the kind of camaraderie that you had when you were in with the guys you were
Yeah.
with.
Exactly.
And that experience is gone
Mm-hmm.
once that all is over with.
Mm-hmm.
That,
This is why a lot of the social media that we have today is a very good thing because I can tell you right now, for the technology today, I can tell you right now that some of the guys that my dad served with, and this isn't on them and this isn't on my father, didn't have the resources. Thank God they do today. My dad's actually been in contact with some of his people that he served with. What was his name? Jennings?
yeah,
What's his name?
Kent.
Ken Jennings?
Yeah,
One of those people that he served with over there side by side. Some of them men those are the guys to me. I don't consider a baseball player. I don't consider. And this is me personally. I've come to realize what it means to be a soldier, and I can sympathize. I can't say that I've experienced what my dad has experienced because I don't think any soldier today has experienced what they experienced back then. And yes, PTSD is PTSD. Getting shot at, getting blown up is getting blown up. Right? That's not what I mean. They have it so much harder. They had it so much harder now than soldiers do today. So when somebody says thank you to me, I did nothing. People like him and the people that he served with did more than I ever could. If I have
it was a
touched
different
one
time.
life, it was a different time. But that different time is that time that nobody cares about.
Well, but there is something to learn from it.
There
from it.
No.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
And I think that's the message that he is essentially getting across. And I'm going to reiterate what he said. Veterans help veterans. Sometimes talking to another veteran is the answer. It doesn't have to be that person you served with. It could be that local county veteran service officer. It could be you at the VA. I sat in the VA with Dad, and some Dad would talk about getting me political. Not gonna lie,
Sitting in a VA.
but that is his therapy. That is what he wants. And I don't want to talk about politics. The politics of the time now are different than the politics of the time back then. I didn't live back then, so I don't know. I can only experience what I can experience now. I can read history on it, and I think all history needs to be told. Not just the bad things and not just the good things. All of it. And I think my dad can agree with me 100% on that.
All right. In other words, teach real history.
Teach real history, not the bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, we became free. But how did we become free? There's a cost for it. Tell that story. And my teacher, which is why I love history, my teachers taught me what real history was all about. I thank them for that. And I didn't show anybody this, but Dad's got a flag of the Vietnam. He's got some of the that ace of spades. I think it's and you've seen a lot of that on the helmets. What does that represent?
The Ace of Spades.
Yes.
That is a foot soldier's calling card for anybody that wants to mess with him. And what you would do with it is you sign your name and you'd stick it to the forehead with a nail and nail it right in their forehead and leave the body lay there with this Ace of Spades on it. And that was your calling card. And everybody had a deck of bicycle uh,
Mm-hmm.
aces,
Okay.
spades.
Okay. Perfect. I hear you. So there's that.
Yeah. And I don't know how many I had in my backpack, but I was about the only one I had left. So I don't know if I actually used up my old deck or not. I don't know.
You may have.
I don't know.
Like I said, it was a different time back then. We had soldiers had it so much easier now. I'm not saying it's easy being a soldier. I can tell you it's not an easy thing.
And no, it kind of changes.
The thing that is frustrating for me is you walk into, and I appreciate it, but you walk into a quick trip and everybody is like, oh, you are the greatest person I've ever met. You are. Some people are fake.
Yeah,
You get that now, and it is kind of annoying. I appreciate it openly. I'm sure every soldier does. But sometimes saying thank you, the way people say thank you, is a little bit. I find it overlooked. I didn't personally do it for anybody but my family and myself. Why? I can tell my dad can probably tell, my mom can tell you why I did what I did. Is because I had no discipline and I didn't give a shit about others until I joined the military. I was a piece of shit soldier. I was a terrible terrorist. I wasn't bad, but I wasn't terrible.
difficult.
I was difficult. I was difficult. I was that lazy piece of shit
They had no direction.
that had no direction, and I just wanted to live off of mom and dad because
It was easier.
it was easier.
Yeah.
And I mean, live off of mom and dad. Like, I didn't. So, there's that. But, so needless to say, you know, I want to thank my dad from the service. Like, thank you, really. Thank you for your service. Whether you believe it was a great thing to do, that don't matter.
Well, you know,
You did what you
great children.
Well,
You have 5 great children.
are we adding you in there? I was just.
Yeah, 4 great children.
Yeah, yeah, okay. No, I'm
But
just.
he has 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 4 grandkids,
Chuck, I don't know.
right? Then he knows he's like a piece of shit. He has
God, I don't know. I lost count how many grandkids I got around here.
he's got
Sometimes I have one, and the
well,
next time
actually,
it
no,
seems like I got
He's
20.
got Danielle. Let's do this in each order here.
so it's Paige, Jordan, then Paige, then well, then we got Michelle's stepson.
Carrot, carrot boy.
Jordan's
Jordan's first, then Danielle.
Yeah,
then Wendy. So that's not. Yeah, that's right.
I think Danielle is the oldest with the bunch.
Yes, Danielle is next up your grandchildren. So it's Danielle, Jordan, Paige, Aiden, Jace, and then Wendy. So then Michelle. 6, 7. Whatever. My grandmother had like 50,000 grandchildren.
Right. Oh, let's say the population of New York, maybe, I don't know.
You don't know. But everybody thanks you. I'm sure I'm saying this to everybody. People that couldn't comment, I know some family were gonna check this out. I know Britt tried starting a video call with me because I sent everybody the link, and Emma got on there and goes, "Dad, click the link." So Britt, thanks for watching. I know you were probably here. Art, Shirley, I'm sure Shirley will check it out. There anything else you want to say, or
Simplify, do or die.
simplify, do or die? That's
Yeah.
what the Marines always said. Um, they always said hoorah too. But
Well,
so I will do this. I will do more shows like this. I promise everybody. Want to thank everybody for being here. Stay safe. Be well. And I know that today was Veterans Day and it's almost over. But I highly suggest you not only thank a veteran, but go find a Vietnam veteran and welcome them home. Because they may not have been. They just need that might be their closure. You never know. I know it's not dad's. He's already said that, but I'm sure he hasn't heard it very often, and I'm sure he's glad to hear it. So that being said, I'm getting out of here, everybody, because Heather's looking at me like, dude, do you want to end this shit? So it's. Well, I try to keep her away from going downstairs. No, I do. So I'm gonna end it here. I did record this, so I might put this in as a show of the no. When we do the part of the series. Dad, is there anything else you'd like to say?
no,
You good?
I'm all good.
Is there anything you want to tell anybody?
Yeah, you don't want to tell anybody? No, like I said, if you're out there, you're a veteran, and you're wondering what's available to you, just go see your county veteran service officer. That's the number one guy you want to see.
Or come see me.
Yeah,
I can send you to some other places.
anybody that you trust that knows anything at all about what is available. Yeah. Yeah. If you're really not sure, pick up one. I don't know what the number is, but well, we used to years ago call it 1-800 each ship, but that wasn't actually what it was. But yeah, I know.
So yeah, so everybody stay safe, be well. Thanks for being here. My family appreciates it. He appreciates it. I for sure appreciate all of you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
I know you like talking about fucking Vietnam.
Thanks for having me on. And
No problem. This is your show. This is your show. He's not thanking me for having it. Anytime you want to get on.
well, I don't have no equipment to run any show, so I'm just one of your uh, subjects.
Hey, you make me feel like a fucking goddamn fucking psychologist. That's what it is about.
Yeah.
So that being said, I want to thank everybody. Thank you guys.
Yep.
Thank you veterans.
Yep.
Thank you veterans. And find one to say
Yep.
even if they never won you, they will tell you. But if they did, welcome home.
Yeah.
Because they deserve it.
A whole lot of them, when you say thank you for your service, you say, "Well, I don't know. What did I do?"
They don't understand, but sometimes it's just a universal thank you. And be sincere. Don't just be one of those people fucking give them a high five and say thank you and walk away.
I used to be a wise ass and say, "Well, what do you think of me for stopping a damn idiotic guy that don't know how to navigate a boat to come over all the way across from Vietnam to the United States?" I guess I don't know. I don't know what else I did, other than maybe stop that.
Right? All right, guys. Have a good night. Stay safe. Be well. We'll talk to you maybe tomorrow night or before you do. Have a good night, all.
Night.